要上位晋升局，有请6位先跟我们的微博的朋友们打个招呼，介绍一下自己的这次角色好不好？有请6位。
Hello， 直播间的朋友们，大家好，我是吴谨言，在1平1里面我饰演的是孟群辉，他是时间有限啊。
大家好，我是陈真，在1平1里饰演英寡。
欢迎。来，张楠。
Hello， 大家好，我是张楠，在1平1里饰演沈志。
欢迎品超哥。
Hello， 大家好，我是顾品超，我在1平1里饰演的是17。
欢迎。
Hello， 大家好，我是严雨辰，在1平1中饰演这里的哥哥支书。
欢迎。
Hello， 大家好，我是杨永琪，在1平1中饰演尹清。
欢迎6位来我们的微博直播啊！今天刚刚说了，我们今天微博直播是这个1平1的上位晋升局，那我们就要往前往上晋升的决心的话，我们来表一表好不好？我们请6位可以带入一下这个剧中的角色，也可以用他的名台词来表一表这个晋升的决心。有请6位。来，我们看一下哪位先呢？
晋升决心。
来放放狠话嘛。
你凭家世，我凭本事，配不配？科考进军方。
哇！来，我们Zheyuan有吗？
好风终要借力上去，晋升局的赢家终究是我。
哇，超级霸气！我们看一看张楠有没有什么狠话可以放一放呢？我们有请张楠。
这世间之苦不是爱恨。
我看他们说我们的声音有点小。
哦，对不起，
哎，
在手里。
听到吗？
喂，说主持人那儿的声音太大了。
好，我把话筒调整调整。
Hello，
现在好点了吗？
现在可以吗？
好点了，这样听不见。
今天我们这1平1剧圈迎来最严格的场控，我们的陈哲远，很好，这样效果是最好的。
近一点才行。这个有用吗？喂，
是的，是可以的。
那我拿手里吧，拿手来吧，我
调一下音乐。
那
个大家老师再
好，我们老师们紧紧
稍微调一下，
调一下。哎，正好我们其他4位也可以想一想，待会儿要放一个什么样的晋升狠话呢？哎，要不要换一下？把我的给你们换一下，会好一点。来，我们给一下。来，交给我，还给我一个，把刚刚那声音。
The promotion of the drama Royal Betrothal enters an increasingly interesting part as the cast not only talk about their characters, but also show the closeness and chemistry that was built during the filming process. In a relaxed promotional session, the 6 players were seen flirting with each other, playing various games, and reminiscing about their experiences while on set. Royal Betrothal itself became one of the colossal dramas that brought together Wu Jinyan and Chen Zheyuan in the lead roles. The drama began airing on July 28, 2026, and combines elements of history, romance, and the dynamics of life in a power environment. However, the promotional atmosphere this time actually showed a different side of the cast. Instead of just talking about the story in the play, they show how relationships between players are formed during working together. The chemistry of the players is evident in the way they flirt with each other. Since the beginning of the broadcast, the atmosphere has been quite fluid. The players are asked to introduce their respective characters as well as convey their determination to win the competition that has been prepared in the event. They then take turns issuing statements in the style of their respective characters. Some spoke confidently, some showed ambition to reach the highest positions, while other players gave spontaneous responses that made the atmosphere change to be more relaxed. The interaction shows that the players are quite comfortable with each other. Even when a technical problem occurs with the microphones, they do not look stiff. They help each other with positioning and joke about sounds that are too loud or too small. Simple moments like these are what make promotional sessions feel more natural. The audience sees the actors not only as characters in the play, but also as colleagues who are already used to spending time together on the set. The performers appreciated each other's acting abilities of their colleagues. One of the most interesting parts comes when the players get the challenge to praise the merits of other characters. Instead of just giving a short compliment, they started talking about the experience of working together. Some players rated their teammates as having strong energy, some were considered very sincere, while others were rated as having the ability to bring the atmosphere when on location. The conversation then developed into an appreciation of each other's acting skills. One of the players even revealed that every actor in the team is his teacher. He felt that he learned a lot from his colleagues during the production process, both in terms of aura, emotions, and how to bring a scene. The statement became one of the clearest images of the professional relationship between them. Although each has different characters and play styles, the experience of working together actually makes them learn from each other. The experience of filming became no less interesting story. The conversation then turned to their experiences while on set. The players remember a number of scenes that require repeated shooting processes. One of the scenes they talked about even had to do with different camera angles, positions, and scene settings. The process makes them have to repeat the same movement and atmosphere many times. There is also a story about a scene related to the character's journey to the highest point. The players recalled how the process of filming the scene was carried out repeatedly. Even after they had time to rest, they still had to return to continue the same scene. The story gives an idea that scenes that look short on the screen can require quite a long hard work behind the camera. They also recalled how the shooting schedule sometimes made the performers have to work day and night. Despite the tiring, they say that the atmosphere on site is still filled with energy and fun. For the cast, that togetherness seems to be one of the things that makes Royal Betrothal's production days memorable. Chen, Zheyuan and colleagues learn from each other on site. In the session, Chen Zheyuan also received appreciation for his interaction with other players. One of the interesting conversations came up when they discussed how players could give each other input regarding a scene. There is a discussion about the timing of movements, emotions, until when an action must be done so that the results of the scene feel more appropriate. This shows that the filming process is not just about carrying out the director's direction. The players also pay attention to each other and provide input based on their respective experiences. From their conversations, it can be seen that the professional relationship developed into a fairly close form of cooperation. They don't just come to the location, play a character, then finish the scene. They also pay attention to how their colleagues work and try to take lessons from the way each actor builds characters. Wu Jinyan and Chen Zheyuan become one of the highlights. Wu Jinyan and Chen Zheyuan's interaction was also an eye-catching part of the promotional session. Both are involved in various games that are prepared. In one of the games, they even manage to become two players who get a victory and then get the opportunity to do a fan sign session together. However, the attraction is not solely because the two become the main couple in the drama. What is interesting is precisely how they look comfortable being in a group and participating in various games with other players. There is no impression that the session was only made to feature the two leads. Instead, all players get space to joke, trap each other, and show their personalities. This makes the chemistry feel more natural. The game actually opens up the other side of the players. One of the games requires them to guess the unique characteristics that only each character has. The game then develops into a session of mutual flirting about family relationships, couples, to various character details. Because they have to answer spontaneously, some players are trapped by their own answers. The atmosphere becomes increasingly crowded when other players try to guess the right answer. Jokes and recriminations appeared many times, but everything took place in a light atmosphere. There is also an undercover game that requires them to hide their identities. Two people are designated as undercover and must provide clues without exposing their identities. This game shows the ability of the players to read the movements of their partners. They suspect each other, vote, then defend themselves when accused. Although simple, the game is one of the parts that shows the group's chemistry most clearly. Their cohesiveness is formed from shared experiences. If noticed from the entire promotional session, the relationship of the players does not seem to be only built through the need for drama promotion. They already have quite a lot of experience together during the production process. This can be seen from the way they remember each other's scenes, understand each other's habits, and know how their colleagues work in front of the camera. Some jokes even arise from experiences known only to those who were on the set. That is why the behind-the-scenes part of this promotion feels quite interesting. The audience gets the idea that the process of creating a play not only contains serious scenes and technical work, but is also filled with small interactions that ultimately build the cohesiveness of a team, from colleagues to mutual support. One of the most powerful messages of the session was the mutual respect between the players. They several times emphasized that everyone has their own advantages. Some are strong in providing energy, some have acting skills that make it easier for the opposite sex to get into the atmosphere, and some provide different experiences through their characters. The recognition makes the promotional session feel more personal. For the audience, this kind of chemistry adds its own value because the positive relationships behind the scenes often make the interaction between the players on the screen feel more interesting to follow. Royal betrothal may present a world full of power, conflict, and relationships between characters. But from this promotional session, it can be seen that behind the story there is a group of players who enjoy the process of working together. Promotions that actually make the audience more curious. In the end, the main strength of the Part 2 promotion lies not so much in the big story leaks, but in how the players unfold a little of their lives during the production process. Stories about scenes that must be repeated, working until night, giving input to each other, and various jokes during the game make the audience get a different perspective on the royal betrothal. The chemistry also makes the players look closer and more human outside of their characters. For fans of Chen, Zheyuan, Jinyan, as well as other supporting players, sessions like this provide an opportunity to see a side that does not always appear in the drama. They can see how the actors appreciate each other, learn from each other, and still have fun even though they have to go through a tiring production process. In the end, the promotion of Royal Betrothal Part 2 managed to show that the appeal of a drama does not only come from the story seen on the screen. The relationships between the players, the experiences they share during filming, and the chemistry that forms behind the camera are also important parts that make a production feel more alive. And from what was shown in this session, the Royal Betrothal cast seemed to have one thing in common. They not only worked in a single production, but also managed to build a cohesiveness that made the filming trip a memorable experience.